So we are Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om 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 Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vishambhena Atmashocena Gauravena Damena Cha Shushushaya Sahidena Vacha Madhuraya Prabhu. Translation purport and language is translation. O Vidura, Devati served her husband intimacy and great respect with control of senses, with love and sweet words. Here two words are very significant. Devati served her husband in two ways, Vishrambhena and Gauravena. So these are two important processes in serving the husband, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vishrambhena means with intimacy and Gauravena means with great reverence. The husband is a very intimate friend, therefore the wife must render service like an intimate friend. At the same time, she must understand the husband is superior position and thus she must offer him all respect. A man's psychology and woman's psychology are different. As constituted by bodily frame, a man always wants to be superior to his wife, and woman as bodily constituted is naturally inferior to his husband. So the natural instinct is that the husband wants to post himself as superior to the wife, and this must be observed. Even if there is some wrong on the part of the husband, the wife must tolerate it. And thus there will be no misunderstanding between husband and wife. Vishrambhena means with intimacy, but it must not be with familiarity that breeds contempt. According to the Vedic civilization, a wife cannot call her husband by name. In the present civilization, the wife calls her husband by name, but in Hindu civilization, she doesn't. Thus, the inferiority and superiority complexes are recognized. The main nature. A wife has to learn to control herself even if there is a misunderstanding. So, Nena Vacha Madhuraya means always desiring good for the husband and speaking to him with sweet words. A person becomes agitated by so many material contact in the outside world. Therefore, in his home life, he must be treated by his wife with sweet words. Pumagyam Pumarandase Gyanam Janasharajaya Chakshurvinam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Vishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Padamayo Padati Svapalamikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sadagata Raghunatha Vitam Tam Sadivam
Sadvaitam Sadhutam Parijanasetam Krishna Chaitanya Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakamitam Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Vishnaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamini Namani Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachate Shakarini Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishnaya Namne Gauritache Namah He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriya Mancha Padradrubhyasya Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
So it's the blessing Satananda Prabhu. So today's purport, what we saw, if a Grihastha applied this as it is in his life, he'll have a difficulty in Grihastha life. So let us understand what's the application of this verse for a sadhaka. And we are seeing this section of Kardamuni section, how Lord Kapila was born and Devoti was married to Kardamuni. Because we are going in a sequential organization of Bhagavatam, taking different pastimes and lessons. So since we have just reached Kardamuni, so I thought to take this and take some lessons, beautiful lessons what Shloka was mentioned in the purport. So the Kardamuni is a son of Brahma. Just saying, the whole creation has just yet begun. So Brahmaji's first sons were Chatushkumaras. And Brahmaji wants to create, fill the whole universe with population. And the first four sons say, we will not marry. And normally anxiety, like you go to devotees, koi thoda seva kar do. And all four devotees line by line say, Prabhu hum nahi karenge. What comes? Really anger comes for the manager. How many experience that? You go for a service. So Brahmaji's service is procreation, that whole universe is filled with people. And all four Chatushkumaras said, we will not marry. Brahmaji understood they were very exalted, so he didn't scold them, but due to his anger, Rudra came about. Then Rudra started creation. Even when Rudra started creation, he produced all of hobgoblins and all the asuras. So because of that, what happened is Brahmaji had to say, stop, this is not a time of research, it's a time of creation. So first attempt was unsuccessful, second attempt also unsuccessful. I told, okay, go and do tapasya, do and go austerity. And the third attempt, then Swayambhu Manu and Shatruka. So Brahmaji understood, I have to create some bulk, so people will stay. And he said, do some seva, nobody does, but to create some lucrative offer, the people stay. So he created Swayambhu Manu with the mustache and Shatruka with the swollen breast. There. Till now, the male and female species have not been created. The same. So he created Shatruka and Swayambhu Manu. And they got married and they produced children. But alone, in dono se to kaam chalega nahi. Then Brahmaji produced further sons. And one of the sons was Kardamuni, whom he instructed, please go and get married. Now Kardamuni also didn't have a great desire to get married, but he did not feel himself exalted like Kumaras to say no to the father. So he to get married. And that's a time of great necessity because the universe is completely empty. Right? Universe is completely empty. So it was a great time of service to fill in the universe. Now the great service required to take the people back to Godhead. Already the universe is filled with the population. Already the universe is filled with a lot of population. Now it's required is to take people back to Godhead, make people insane. Already they are doing so much insane activities. It's not a great necessity to increase population at this point of time. People are suffering with overhead population there. And so Karna Muni thought, okay, if I need a wife, what should I do? So many of the devotees who are going to get married always question, can only get a devotee wife or there. So just follow the example of Karna Muni. So Karna Muni did not went to a matchmaking, did not do anything. He went to Lord Krishna directly. And he did tapasya for 10,000 years. Lord Vishnu appeared. Lord Vishnu appeared to Karna Muni. And Karna Muni is a pure devotee. He's a great devotee of the Supreme Lord. And what happens when the Lord appears? That's very beautiful. So Bhagavatam teaches many. So as the Lord became pleased and showed his form, and Lord came on Garuna. When Garuji flaps his wing, the flapping of the wings produces the sound of the sound Veda. So Garuji comes and Lord Vishnu is sitting, and his beauty is enchanting. The colors sound like further, Lord further like the sun, garlanded with white lotuses, lilies, yellow silk garments, and lotus feet surrounded by dark locks of golden mukut, golden earrings, Shivasa, Kaustubha, and Karna was great joy. He was feeling great love for the Lord, offering obeisances again and again. And he offered prayers. Lord, today my eyes are perfect. I saw you. So our eyes are only perfect when we come and see, take darshan of Lord Jagannath. Otherwise, our eyes have no value. Our eyes have only value if you come and take darshan of Lord Jagannath. Then only eyes have a value. Okay. So here, he is saying my eyes have got perfection by seeing you. In fact, second canto, Sundar Goswami says, any eye which doesn't see the form of the Lord is like plumes on the peacock's feather. There. And then he is repenting. Oh Lord, less intelligent people want mental desire from you. Living your lotus feet, the lotus feet can take the cycle of birth and death. But people like me, I am also like them. Though I criticize other people, I also have worshipped you, desiring to marry a girl of like disposition who can fulfill all desires in married life. But what to do? I am bound by the instructions of Brahma instructed me to get married, then to become like my brothers, Chatushkumaras. So which are coming from a direction to create progeny, you are the master of all. And surrender souls will get liberated. And time does not affect your devotees. Let your causes not say only. But we know Lord was very happy with Karna because of his devotion. And Lord said, already, knowing your desire, already granted your devotee. Tomorrow Sandhu Manu will come. Lord told, after this time, the Sandhu Manu will come, who is the emperor of the whole world, and offer his daughter to you. And she will just be the time you have been thinking in your heart. Plus, she will bring forth 9 daughters from you and through them the sages will beget children. And ultimately you will attain renunciation, perfection, and also I will become your son. So see, Lord has come. It has not something to do with materialism. Lord said, oh, I will become your son. And Lord become the son of Muni, Lord Kapila. So Lord Kapila was not a very well-known avatara, but he came in the first Manvantara. And even till date he is there. In fact, how Ganga came, Because the sons of Sagar Maharaj had offended Kapila in the Kapila ashram, in the Patal. There. So he is doing tapasya. And his whole duty is to spread the knowledge of Sankhya. And Nanda and Rishi is still doing tapasya in Badrinath. And their whole thing is they do tapasya. And because they are doing tapasya, the potency in the tapasya is there. They are showing by their example. The same way Kapila is spreading the knowledge of Sankhya Jnana. But not atheistic Sankhya, but theistic Sankhya there. And why Sankhya is very important, the knowledge of Sankhya. See, just like we will read in Divyers, you are not his body, you are a spirit soul. How important is this knowledge? How many say this knowledge is very important? So this knowledge should not get lost in the world. Whenever it will get lost, Kapil Muni will again go and revive that knowledge. There. So that's why, or they teach people this knowledge who will go and spread this knowledge in the human society. See, though so much time has passed, the Vedas do not get lost. This knowledge do not get lost because these predominating deities, presiding deities of those places, whenever it gets lost, they will again come and restore it. There. See, there are personified Vedas in Satyaloka. Personified Vedas, personified Puranas. Like Bhagavad Purana is also a person living in Satyaloka. Then there are personified Vedas in the Upaloka. And same way, the Chatushkamara are the Jnana Shakti, Tapa Shakti of the Lord, and they are residing in the Tapaloka. So all these deities make sure that these knowledges don't get lost for the human society there. So just like if you are in charge of a voice, you make sure the system goes on, right, of morning program. Or in charge of a temple, you make sure prasadam goes on. If something doesn't go on, then you again go, change the in charge, correct the person. The same way the universal management system goes on. If you want to understand the universal management system, see the management of ISKCON. You very easily can understand, because nothing runs on money here. It all runs on motivation to serve the Lord with other mixed desires. And that's how the universal management also runs, to serve the Lord with other mixed desire to enjoy the facilities there. And same way in ISKCON also, the management doesn't run on money. It runs on desire to serve the Lord with other desires to enjoy the facilities there. And that's why we see the whole managerial system, it comes. Like Lord empowers Brahma, Brahma empowers Indra. The Indra takes all charge of it. So Brahma acts like a guru, acts like a Brahmana, and Indra acts like a manager of the whole universe, who manages things of all the devatas and get the things done. So Karma Muni, so Lord appears and Lord departs. And the next day, Manu comes. Swayambhu Manu comes. Though Swayambhu Manu brought his daughter, still he was doubt that Karma Muni is a sage, whether he will accept my daughter or not. But still, probably as instructed by Narad Muni, he comes. But as soon as Karma Muni comes, Swayambhu Manu comes, Karma Muni starts glorifying. So you see the beautiful relationship between Kshatriyas and Brahmanas there. So though Karma Muni is a Brahmana and Swayambhu Manu is a Kshatriya. Or preachers and managers. Beautiful relationship between preachers and managers. So here Karma Muni is a preacher who is glorifying the manager, Swayambhu Manu. So Swayambhu Manu is being a king as a manager to manage the whole affairs of the state. And Karma Muni is a Brahmana being a preacher. There. So he glorified, if you do, so whenever necessary you assume the form of various demigods. If you do not do the earth like the sun with your chariot, bow and army, the Panasham system established by the Lord will be destroyed by the rose. And then verse number 22 is the marriage of Karma Muni and Devavati there. So and then Karma Muni and Swayambhu Manu says, you have told all these qualities, so I should come to these qualities. And then he starts glorifying Karma Muni, that you have seen the Lord, and Brahmanas desiring to propagate the Vedas, Brahma created you because of that. And then he says, my great fortune that I obtained your rare association. And then he says, my daughter is very nice, please accept. And then he says, any offering which is coming by own accord, don't refuse it. Because he had a doubt that he may refuse. And said, why I have come? Because I know you are not a brahmachari. There. You are going to get married. So I got this news, that's why I have come. And Karda Muni said, yes, I will marry, but with a condition. And at first Karda Muni glorified Devhuti. Devhuti is so beautiful that even a Gandharva saw from the Gandharva was going on above the palace of Swayambhu Manu. And he saw Devhuti and he fell from his place. That was the beauty of Devhuti. So glorify the beauty of Devhuti. And then she gives a condition. On one condition I will marry Devhuti. I will stay with her only till she produces an offspring. After that I shall accept the life of devotional service accepted by the most perfect human beings. Then I will take sannyas. After there. Of course that is the time of Satya Yuga. So don't expect this to happen in Kali. Nobody will give you the dog. And now the people are so elevated to follow it. The highest authority for me is the unlimited Supreme Lord who does creation, maintenance and dissolution. And then Karna marries Devhuti and Manu returns. Now what happened after speaking all this? Karna Muni, though he is getting married, but he is so absorbed in Krishna, after the conversation he starts thinking of Krishna. And that attracted Devhuti. That this person is not interested in anything else. And he looked very effulgent because he is thinking of Krishna. So anybody who thinks of Krishna becomes very attractive. And when he thinks of Maya becomes very distracted. So when he thinks of Krishna becomes very attractive. So actual attraction is not you put perfumes, you put things. If you remember Krishna, you will become very attractive. But you remember Maya, you become distracted. There. So all juice of life goes away by remembering Maya, and by remembering Krishna, all juice of life comes back. And the juice, the vitality is there, a person naturally becomes attractive. Like, many times you go in train or the place, people ask, what soap you use? अरे कोई soap नहीं, normal soap है तो कई बार soap use भी नहीं करते. Because you get up in Brahma Muhurat and chant Hare Krishna, you naturally become very blissful and effulgent. That's a secret. In any train, sometimes it happens also in train we are going, and some person looking very special. And when you talk to him, you find he's a devotee. It will happen with you, looking quite effulgent and thing, and then he's not just wearing kanti mala and tilak, he's in pant shirt, and then you find out he's a devotee. So devotee by nature becomes very effulgent and blissful in their life because he's chanting the holy name of the Lord and he's living a sinless life. If you just live a sinless life, remember Krishna, don't think of Maya, then automatically you become very attractive. You don't become attractive by wearing very nice dress, suit and all that. That you may attract for a little time. Afterward the reality will come out. But you become attracted when you remember Krishna. So devotee becomes very, very attractive. Understanding the desire of Shatrugna and Devhuti, Manu gladly offered his daughter to Karna Muni. And Manu was tears coming in the eyes of Manu while giving her daughter in marriage, and they left. And it describes how did Manu rule his kingdom. And how much time did Manu rule his kingdom? Anybody know how much time Swayambhu Manu ruled his kingdom? Okay, who is Swayambhu Manu? First question is, who is Swayambhu Manu? So this is the first mantra going on. So current Manu is Devasat Manu. See, very pathetic situation of Kali Yuga is, people don't know who is our Manu. People don't know who is our Indra. People may know the names of all prime ministers on planet Earth, but we have no knowledge who are the demigods controlling the planet. What is the name of the current? Anybody knows the name of current Indra? Purandar. The current Manu? Vyavasvat. That's why whenever any puja you do, Vyavasvat Manvate, the same or something. So current Manu's name is Vyavasat Manu there. And current avatar, Manvantra avatar is Vamana Dev there, of the current Manvantra there. So the first Manvantra, Swayambhu Manu was in his capital. And how much is the duration of the Manvantra? 71 Divya Yuga. So Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali makes one Divya Yuga. And what makes full Divya Yuga? 71 Divya Yugas make one Manvantra. And like that there are 14 Manvantra in a day of Brahma. Like that there are 360 days in a year of a Brahma. And like that Brahmaji lived for 100 years, that's the age of the universe. So Swayambhu Manu lived for 71 cycles of 4 ages. 43 lakh years into 71. How much it is? Few crore, 50 crore around, right? 50 crore years. Of course, that time the being, and how did he pass such a long life? How did he live his kingly life? So that is also mentioned. He enjoyed with his wife and subject without conflicting with religion. While Celestial sang his reputation, early in the morning every day he heard Krishna Katha. He got up a day by hearing Krishna Katha. See, one amazing thing, previously only kings will have an opportunity to hear Krishna Katha in the morning. Because if you have to hear Krishna Katha in the morning, you have to employ some Brahmana, pay him. It's not everybody able to do. But in Kali Yuga, everybody has a smartphone. You can just, as soon as you get up, put some Krishna Katha. Put some Kirtan, isn't it? So Kali Yuga, though there are Kali Yuga traps, but at the same time there are advantages of modern technology. Even you have a button phone, you can put a Kirtan, you can put a lecture in the morning and begin your day with hearing about Krishna. And that's what Swayambhu Manu did. He began. And that's a very ideal Grihastha life Swayambhu Manu lived there. Very Krishna conscious Grihastha life. Only he didn't have to go to his job because he was a king. He'll go to his court. So he had more time to perform Krishna consciousness. There were no IT jobs that time. Although absorbed, and no fear of recession because he himself is the king. So all the absorbed material happiness, he being a saintly king, was not degraded. He enjoyed his material happiness in a Krishna conscious atmosphere. So Swayambhu Manu enjoyed his material happiness also in a Krishna conscious atmosphere. Now what does that mean? Eat nice prasadam, invite your relatives, feed them prasadam, celebrate nice festivals, and life is so nice, isn't it, in Krishna consciousness? So a Grihastha also can live a happy material life in a Krishna conscious atmosphere. See, what to say of Grihasthas? Even Brahmachari in Krishna consciousness. So nice prasadam you get, so much dancing kirtan. Morning you start morning only with so much kirtan, Mangal Arati. So Krishna conscious lifestyle, see, we are enjoying spiritually also and materially also. How many we feel that in materially also we enjoy a lot in the way Prabhupada has given the devotees. So nice prasadakam, sometimes aloo parantha, sometimes dosa, sometimes this sweets. The prasadam is there, the dancing kirtans are there. So life is so good in Krishna consciousness there. So that's the beauty. So Manu, even in Grihastha life, he enjoyed his material happiness in Krishna conscious atmosphere. So being absorbed in hearing, contemplating, writing, and chanting about the Lord's pastime. His long life consists of a Manvantara era, did not go in vain. So can you imagine Manvantara era, he was just doing Shravan Kirtan Vishnu. अभी बच्चों की शादी तो हो गई इनिशियली ओनली, देवों की शादी हो गई, परिव्रत. अब दैट्स व्हाट नाउ स्वयंभू मनु, व्हाई डिड ही केम टू ब्रिंग परिव्रत? अरे तुम तपस्या करो, आके थोड़ा काम काज संभालो, सो दैट आई कैन डू माई भजन. जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुब्रमाई की जय, भगवान की जय, घंटे भगवान की जय, शुभ्रभात की जय. So for a devotee who is taking shelter of the Lord to Shravan and Kirtan,
there is no misery. So even in our current present life, we can get rid of all miseries. One simple solution for it. You want to know what is a simple solution to get rid of miseries from even in our current life? Yes, anyone want to say? Kirtaniya Sundahari, okay. What else? What simple way? Swami Manu is showing how he lived his life without name. So Shravan and Kirtan. If our mind is absorbed in Shravan Kirtan, where is the time to lament about material miseries? See, material miseries produce two things: shoka, moha, hankering, lamentation. But if your mind is absorbed in hearing about Krishna, where is the time for hankering and lamentation? So no material miseries. So the greatest solution to all problems of life is a life of absorption in hearing and chanting. And the whole training in Krishna. And that's what Prahlad Maharaj says. Nahi buddhaje paravataranyascha tadavire gayanamamrita magna chitta shoche tato vimvachet saindayatha maya sukhayam paramutavato vimona. I'm not fearful of this Vaitarni Nadi. You know what is this Vaitarni Nadi? How many know what is the Vaitarni? How many have heard about Vaitarni Nadi? So what is this Vaitarni Nadi? People are fearful for it. Anybody who has deviated from his Varnashrama duties has to go through this Vaitarni Nadi when the Yamdutas take him. And what is this Nadi is made of? Stool, mucus, bile, pus, everything. Only somebody gives a gift of a Vaitarni cow to a Brahmana, then they get a boat in that river. Otherwise they swim across that river and then go to Yamloka. And that is called Vaitarni Nadi. Very fearful it is. Anybody who has done little discrepancy in his duties throughout his, not sin also, discrepancies in his duties, he is taken through the Vaitarni Nadi. There. So Prahlad said, I am not fearful of Vaitarni Nadi. Why? Because Lord, I am tadavire gayana mamrita magna chitta. So, which kind of devotee is anxiety less? Who is absorbed in Shravan and Kirtan. So in devotional life, the great training our superiors gave, Diksha Gurus gave, Siksha Gurus gave is how to get absorbed in reading Prabhupada books, chanting the holy names, Harinam Sankirtan. And that is the Yuga Dharma. Reading Srimad Bhagavatam, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. You see, even भागवतम में कोई आकर सो भी जाता है तो उसको कितना रिलीफ महसूस होता है. Because he is not getting sleep probably in the night properly due to tension and thing. Therefore भागवतम में आकर नींद आए. So that also person feels sleep. And what will happen if he is awake in Bhagavatam and absorbing the message of Srimad Bhagavatam? So this is the whole. This is how it gives some relief to a person. So no miseries for a devotee who has taken shelter of the Lord through Shravan and Kirtan. And Manu taught the diverse sacred duties of man in general because he became Manu Samhita. And then Manu comes. So now Manu has gone, so Manu's life is described. Now what is happening to Devhuti in Kardama? Now in one sense, a very incompatible marriage. Here is the sage living in the jungle. And here is the daughter of a king. Now what both will do? Because Devhuti will demand, no, please. Because she is coming from a palace, royal palace. And here is this Karva Muni living in the forest. So naturally it will be compatible or uncompatible. Right? Why will ask, I need, a chariot. I need a very nice bed to sleep upon. I need nice food. But Devhuti was so exalted in chastity and thing, so Devhuti did not demand anything. In fact, Kardama was so detached, he forgot also कि अभी नई शादी करके आया हूँ, wife को कुछ देना भी है. He was always absorbed in meditation. But Devhuti absorbed herself so much that she started serving Kardamuni without asking anything. There, fulfilling all the needs of Kardamuni. There. Of course, don't expect this in our modern Kali Yuga. Otherwise, you will never get married, or even get married, you will never make your marriage life. but the point is the service attitude of devotee. And one day, and that's what the whole purport Prabhupada said, why should, so similarly, a disciple should serve Guru. Or a devotee should serve the Supreme Personality of Godhead without caring for his need. He should serve the Lord, he should serve the Guru. Vishrambhena Gauravena, with intimacy and with respect. So what happened, because Devhuti was serving Kardamuni, one day Kardamuni woke up from his meditation and saw Devhuti has become very weak and thin. And he felt compassionate and spoke out of love and showed him the spiritual world. Because Kardamuni was absorbed in trance on Lord Vishnu and Lord Vishnu's abode. So though Devhuti did not have the Shakti to see the Lord's spiritual world, yes, she has not done tapasya, she has not done any yoga. But Kardamuni by his power showed the spiritual world to Devhuti. But Devhuti said, this is all right, but I need a son. I need a son. There. And Kardamuni fulfilled that desire also. He created an aerial mansion. Now in a forest, like a Muni's body, and Devhuti emancipated, how they will have a child. So Kardamuni was so powerful by his mystic powers, he created an aerial mansion. And first he created nice maid servant who nourished Devhuti. Devhuti became very fine. Devhuti became very beautiful lady after that. And then Devhuti came out like Apsara. And both Kardamuni and Devhuti had gone in the aerial mansion, dancing upon, all the palaces of Swarga. Even Swargvasi, even people of heaven were feeling, the sage का opulence तो हमसे ज़्यादा है. See, those sages do so much austerities, but they get lot of powers, through which they can create opulence even better than even heaven. And hosts and roaming Devhuti throughout the whole universe. Then Kardamuni divided him into 9 forms and gave 9 daughters to Devhuti. And then Kardamuni said, I have fulfilled my promise, I am going. I have fulfilled my promise, I am going. See, Kardamuni never got entangled in his Grihastha life. Why? Because absorbed in Lord Vishnu. He never got entangled because of his absorption in Lord Vishnu. So if you absorb in Lord Vishnu, you never get entangled in life. And Kardamuni, he said, I am going. But said, hey, daughters तो अपनी शादी घर शादी करके चली जाएंगी. What will happen to me? Give a son at least. And then Kardamuni gave him the Supreme Lord Kapila. Took birth there. And while Supreme Lord Kapila was in the womb of Devhuti, Brahmaji came. And that's again nice conversation. So Brahmaji says, so maybe I'll just show one verse, very beautiful. Balamiti. Brahmaji was very much praising Kardamuni. And we learned some nice lessons from this. See, all these pastimes are to give us nice lessons. Etayevati eshushusha karya pitri putrake balam iti anu manne Gauravena Gurur Vachaha. So Brahmaji is the father also and the Guru also. Right? Brahmaji is the Father also and Guru also of whom? Kardamuni. Sons ought to render service to their father exactly to this extent. One should obey the command of his father's spiritual master with due deference, saying, yes, sir. Previously says, my dear son Kadama, since you have completely accepted my instruction without duplicity, showing them proper respect, you have worshipped me properly. So whatever instructions you took from me, you have carried out, and thereby you have honored me. So how one should honor the spiritual master? By carrying out his instruction. So you may worship the spiritual master, do Guru Puja, but when Guru gives instruction, you don't follow. That's why what is the third offense against the holy name? Do not disobey the orders of the spiritual master. Do not disobey the orders of the spiritual master. That becomes an offense against the holy name. And this third offense includes Diksha Guru, Siksha Guru, or devotees who are instructing you in spiritual life. All are included, not only the Diksha Guru. Though the degree of offenses may vary, but the offense applied to all there. So that's what we can learn with Kardamuni. So he got instruction of getting married, he fulfilled that instruction also nicely. He did not, and Brahmaji was really pleased with him. Of course, that was the need of the hour. Now nobody will give instruction like that. Because Brahmaji was in great anxiety to increase the population planet Earth. The anxiety is already so much population is suffering without Krishna. So Brahma praises Karda Muni because he carried out the orders of spiritual master in toto and without cheating. A condition shown in the material world is a disqualification of cheating. He has 4 disqualifications. He is sure to commit mistakes, sure to be listen, prone to cheat others, and sincerely imperfect. But even carries out the orders of spiritual master by disciplic session of the Parampara system, he overcomes the 4 facts. Therefore, knowledge received from the bona fide spiritual master is not cheating. To honor the spiritual master, to honor the spiritual master means to carry out instructions word for word. Only when we develop this kind of attitude in devotional service, we can grow in bhakti. Okay? So 2 words in this verse are very important. One word is Pitri, another word is Guru. The son or disciple should accept the words of the spiritual master and father without hesitation. Whatever the father and the spiritual master order should be taken without argument, yes. Okay, my question is, if the order of father and Guru disagree, so which one should follow? The order of Guru. This Vasishta says to Lord Ram. So after Bharat got fertile, Bharat trying to plead Lord Ram to return Ayodhya. Vasishta said, see, I am your Guru, and Guru's order is higher than the father's order. So you obey my order. So whatever the father's spiritual master order should be taken without argument, yes. There should be no instant in the disciple or son say, this is not correct, I cannot carry it out. When he says that, he is father. The father and spiritual master on the same platform because a spiritual master is the second father. The higher classes are called Dvaja, twice born. Whenever there is a question of birth, there must be a father. The first birth is made possible by the actual father, and the second birth is made possible by the spiritual master. But sometimes the father and the spiritual master may be the same man, and sometimes they are different men. In any case, the order of the father or the order of the spiritual master must be carried out without hesitation, with an immediate yes. There should be no argument. There is a real service of father and the spiritual master. Vishnu Thakur stated that the order of the spiritual master is the life and soul of the disciple. As a man cannot separate his life from his body, a disciple cannot separate the order of the spiritual master from his life. If a disciple follows the spiritual master in that way, he is sure to become perfect. This comes from the Upanishad. The import of Vedic instructions is revealed automatically only to one whose implicit faith and supreme personal God and spiritual master. One may be materially considered an illiterate man, but he has faith in the spiritual master as well as the Supreme Person Godhead, then the meaning of scripture revelation is immediately manifested before him. So for whom the meaning of scripture revelation immediately manifested? One who has faith in the spiritual master and the Supreme Lord. So that's why Brahmaji is so much glorifying Kardamani. Actually, Srila Prabhupada said, I have only one qualification. I follow the order of my master. And even the small things we follow, which are the instructions given to us, we can advance in spiritual life. And without that, our life becomes asar. Our life becomes asar without following the instructions of the spiritual master. So therefore, this principle, what Kardamani is showing, to follow the order of the, it's very, very amazing. And you see, Prabhupada disciples, they did wonders just following that order. Like 3 couples in Nanda, Gurudas Prabhu, Shamsundar Prabhu, and Mukunda Prabhu. So the 3 with their wives, Mukunda and Janaki, Shamsundar Prabhu and Malti Mataji, Gurudas and Yamuna Mataji, they went to preach in Nanda. Because their faith in the instruction of Srila Prabhupada, they created miracles what even Prabhupada's sannyasi godbrothers could not do. So Bhaktivinoda Swami Thakur had sent some sannyasis to London to preach. But they could only make one lady a devotee, and that's all. And when Jetland and asked, I want to become a Brahmana, and they said, you have to follow 480 principle. And he said, I will die. If I give up meat eating, intoxication, I will die. And that's what he said. Our darshan. But when this devotee is right, they made few brahmacharis. At the same time, they made beetles the devotee. Jadhari sir. Because of their faith in the words of Srila Prabhupada. So one who serves as Guru with a faith in the instruction, such a person is empowered to preach. Putting faith in the instruction of the Guru. And whole Krishna consciousness movement is spreading based on that. When we take the instruction, we want to serve, and that's how Krishna consciousness movement is spread. By our own strength, we cannot do it. The preaching is happening because there is instruction from the top. Right? Where the acharyas are wanting that, like Surya Jayapataka Maharaj has already said, that Bangalore become the first Krishna conscious city in the whole world. Right? So because Acharya are desiring, so when we preach, you see so many people are coming, people are becoming devotees there. So when we get an instruction and we do put faith in the instruction, apply our heart in the instruction, then you will see it will happen. It has a power. Like fight between Vritasura and Indra. Now Indra had got that Vajra by the instruction of Lord Vishnu. And he was fighting Vritasura. And Vritasura was very hefty. He threw Airavad only down. So Indra got very fearful. Kya kare? Vritasura told, Arey, Indra, don't you have faith? This is given by Vishnu. Why not you use it? So Vritasura had more faith in the instruction of Lord Vishnu than Indra. So when we are mixed devotee, we don't have faith. But a pure devotee has faith in the instruction of Guru. He has faith in the instruction of Guru to chant 16 rounds. Like Guru has given instruction to chant 16 rounds. If you take shelter of the holy name there, all of the problems could be solved. And this is the difference between mixed devotee and a pure devotee. The faith in the holy name, faith in the instruction that a devotee can surpass there. One hears his Guru's lectures and try to apply that in one's life. He reads the scriptures, take instructions from Srila Prabhupada's purpose, take instructions from the devotees, take the seva from Guru, take the services from the devotees, execute that, do it nicely. So this quality of taking the instructions and following, it purifies our heart completely. Just like the thunderbolt of Indra killed Vritasur, same way this quality of Balam iti can destroy the anarthas in our heart. And Brahmaji, after glorifying, he glorified, and Brahmaji said to Devati, the same Supreme Lord who killed Ketava is now within your womb. And he will cut your ignorance and doubt. He will travel all over the world. And Brahmaji departed. Kadamuni gave 9 daughters to the 9 sages, Marichi, Atri, Angira. So even Ansuya you have, she is the daughter of Kadamuni and Devati. Then Angira Muni, Pulasya Rishi, then Pulha Rishi, Kratu Rishi, Bhrigu Rishi, Vashishta. So they are all Damada of Kardamuni. Atharva. All these rishis were supplied daughter by Kardamuni. And then Kardamuni prays to Lord. So now Lord Kapila was born, and Kardamuni approached Lord Kapila in a secluded place, his son. But Kardamuni was in which bhav? Vatsalya or Dasya? Dasya. So see, Lord is born, he should have enjoyed the passion of the Lord, but he is leaving the forest. Because Dasya and Vatsalya bhav will get mixed. He doesn't want that. Plus, he wanted to show the Vedic injunction that one should leave home at a certain age. Already he has done 10,000 years of tapasya, so already his age is quite high. And to avoid the mixture of Dasya Vasya, and Lord will make me renounce anyway, so why not renounce immediately? And more important is to worship and remember the Lord constantly. In the family affairs, Kardamuni would not be able to do that, so he left to the forest to continuously have remembrance of the Lord. So, and he praises the Lord. Lord, you increase the honor of the devotees. He glorified the Lord's throne and took permission to renounce. And Lord Kapila also said that my appearance in this world to explain the principle of self-realization for those desiring freedom from material desire. The Sankhya path was lost in time. I have come to divide this knowledge of Sankhya. Go as you desire, see me in your heart, and I will also describe this knowledge to my mother. So don't worry, you go. So because, see, Devati lamented that previously when Kardamuni was giving me fearlessness in form of spiritual world, I did not take it. And now she said, give me a son which will give me fearlessness. So Lord Kapila, he spoke all these teachings of Sankhya to Devati, by which Devati attained fearlessness. Right. See, we can understand the greatness of Devati that he brought the Supreme Lord in the house. And the Supreme Lord delivered her. She delivered the Supreme Lord delivered her. By teachings of Lord Kapila, which is even available for us today. Right. And Kardamuni circumvented the Lord and he went to the. And remaining chapters talk about the teachings of Lord Kapila to Devati. And they are very, very beautiful. And look, I have one another session to describe the teaching. And anybody read these teachings very nicely of Sankhya, you will get detached in the heart. Of course, first he glorifies bhakti only. Sakam prasangat mam veda samvido bhavanti hitkanda sayanagata tata joshana dasha pavarga vartmani shraddha ratir bhakti ankamishati. That just by hearing Krishna Katha in the association of devotees, all what is troublesome to the heart is destroyed. And one attains apavarga, one attains the path of liberation. So if you read throughout Bhagavatam, one thing is very much glorified. Sit and hear from Lord's confidential devotees. Sit at a place and hear from Lord's devotees. Who know the pastimes of the Lord, or who have understood the pastime of the Lord, hear from those devotees, all you will attain apavarga very easily. There is a very simple path. And that's why we should appreciate the devotees who come for the Sunday morning. The next Sunday morning people sleep, do other course of life. But you have come for the Sunday morning class to hear. Because morning is the best time to hear. The absorption is more. Afternoon time absorption is little lesser. And that's why morning is the best time to hear before taking breakfast. The mind is fresh to take. Of course, sometimes jhote comes in the morning also. because of not having proper sleep in the night. But this is a simple process given in Bhagavatam. Simple processes which can easily deliver, and chanting will not be effective without Shravan. If there is no sufficient Shravan, there is not sufficient Kirtan. And we don't require very erudite speakers. We don't require very charismatic speakers. What we need? Somebody who glorifies Krishna. Just hear from somebody who glorifies Krishna purely, read Srimad Bhagavatam on proper purports, and with that glorification, it's very simple to attain the Supreme Lord. And again theme come. And yesterday was the appearance day of Shyamanand Prabhu. So I'll tell that beautiful pastime which is very inspiring. So Shyamanand Prabhu, so 3 disciples came to Jiva Goswami as a Siksha Guru to learn. One was Narottam Das Thakur, Srinivas Acharya, and Shyamanand Prabhu. Like morning we sing Ramachandra Sangamangi Narottam Das. So Ramachandra was a disciple of Srinivas Acharya, the Ramachandra Virat. So Srinivas Acharya, he was there. So they all 3 were studying in the same Gurukul under Jiva Goswami. And Jiva Goswami was teaching them the scriptures led by Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami, the higher teachings of rasa and everything. And one simple service was given to Sri Shyamanand Prabhu. And before, the Shyamanand Prabhu's name was Dukhi Krishna. So her home name was Dukhi, but his spiritual was given name Dukhi Krishna. And why the name Dukhi? Because when 2-3 sons die in order, then you name the 4th son Dukhi so he doesn't die. So Dukhi Krishna, there. So Dukhi Krishna, he was there. So his service was to do jhadu in Seva Kund. And some say Seva Kund was a part of Nidhivan only, whatever was the case. So Seva was to do jhadu in Seva Kund. And even today you go Seva Kund, you cannot enter Seva Kund after 6 p.m. in the night. Because they say the Radha Krishna Leelas happen in the night, and if it happen to there, something very wrong may happen. So nobody, not even the Vanaras, not even the monkeys, nobody is there after 6 p.m. in Seva Kund. So he would do jhadu every day, and one day, and at night also, he will be absorbed in bhajan of the Lord. So night also, he saw some leela of Radha and Krishna. And in morning when he went to do jhadu, he found a nupur of Nupur, he found a nupur. And next day, actually there was a nupur of Srimati Radharani, who left in Seva Kund after doing his leela with Krishna. And because Radharani left that nupur, Radharani sent Lalita Sakhi to come and take that nupur from Dukhi Krishna. So she came, and Lalita Sakhi came as a very old lady. मेरी मालकिन की जो है या मेरी बहू की ये नथनी खो गई है. But Dukhi Krishna was also intelligent. Okay, if it is the nupur of yours, so show me the left side. This is the right side, or that was the left side. Show me the right side one. Then I understood it belongs to you. And then what to do? And she asked Radharani. I said, okay, brought her, but first make her deep in one kunda. I think Radha Kunda or some other kunda. Took it deep, then she should come. So then she took Dukhi Krishna. Lalita Sakhi showed her form to this Dukhi Krishna, and seeing the form of Lalita Sakhi, he fainted only there. But then he wanted to personally give it to Srimati Radharani. So he took him into a kund. After taking bath in a kund, this Dukhi Krishna became a Sakhi, Manjari, in his original spiritual form. And this Sakhi, Manjari, in her own spiritual form, goes and gives this nupur to Srimati Radharani. And Radharani became so happy that you gave Anant to Shama, and that's why your name will become Shyamanand. And the deity of Krishna manifested from the heart of Srimati Radharani, and that also gave and told, from today your name is Shyamanand. And give a special tilak from that nupur, gave a special tilak to Shyamanand Prabhu. And he wanted, that Radhani, I don't want, I just want to serve you. He said, no, you go back, you have some preaching seva remaining for you. And then Shyamananda Prabhu preached in the area of Odisha and I think established bhakti over there. Now what happened, his guru, Hridayananda, when he heard, Jiva Goswami changed the name of my disciple. So some misunderstanding developed. And he came all the way from Bengal to Vrindavan. What has happened? And while he was chastising his disciple, the name Shyamananda appeared on his. Then Radharani came in a dream, I gave this name. And then Guru was very satisfied and went back. So this is a beautiful pastime of Shyamananda. And what seva he was doing? Doing the jhadu for seva kari. So this doing jhadu seva, our Nilachal devotees do jhadu. Who all do jhadu here in the temple? There. So you get a special mercy of the Lord of doing this jhadu seva. In our Sajapur Road Center also, many Matajis do. Many Vaishnavi forum and Matajis, they do the jhadu seva. I think some Mataji are sitting here also. So they are fortunate who get to do this jhadu seva for the Lord, because that's how the Lord's mercy came. Radhani was seeing that how he is doing very happily the seva of doing jhadu and temple. So you have opportunity. Yesterday only Madhusudan was telling, if somebody can see that our temple hall can be nicely organized, somebody. So you have opportunity to get this opportunity of that seva. Anybody interested, you can meet me after the class. So there was a beautiful pastime of Shyamananda Prabhu. Then also, tomorrow is Tulsi Shaligram Jaldan. It's a time of heat, so every day they offer. I hope they will start that from tomorrow, putting water on Tulsi and Shaligram. So I also like to tell the story of Tulsi Shaligram Vivah. So one time, this Tulsi appeared as Vrinda in this material world. This comes in the other Purana, it doesn't come in Bhagavad Purana. The story comes in other Puranas. Tulsi appeared as Vrinda, the wife of Jalandhar. Now the Jalandhar was a demon, and because of austerities of Vrinda and her chastity, he got lot of power. See, wife stays, husband gets a lot of power. The Jalandhar got a lot of power, so much that he was fighting with Shiva. And Shiva was not able to kill him because Vrinda's austerity was protecting Jalandhar. And now Jalandhar wanted to take away Parvati also. So they went to Lord Vishnu, do something, what will be done. Same thing happened with Ravana. So Lord Shiva appeared to Ravana and asked Shiva, that girl is there, very nice, I want that girl. And Lord Shiva said, take out. And then Parvati is in trouble. Then Ravana tells Lord Shiva. Then Parvati goes to Lord Vishnu. Immediately Lord Vishnu created a Mandodari to Mayadana. And he went to Lord Vishnu came as a Brahmana and told Ravana, Lord Shiva made you a fool. This is not real Parvati. Real Parvati is with Mayadana, you take her. And then Ravana left Parvati and took Mandodari. So here also Lord Vishnu came. So Lord Vishnu, what he had to do? The only way you can defeat Jalandhar is you have to break the chastity of Vrinda. So Lord Vishnu, see, nobody could dare to come in front of the chaste lady. Like even when the war was over, everybody was fearful to come up before Gandhari. Even Yudhishthira was very fearful to come before Gandhari. Gandhari's little ray fell on Yudhishthira's toe and toe got burnt. वो वहीं रुक गए. Then Krishna came in front of Gandhari to give the news that your 100 sons will die. And immediately Gandhari cursed, your dynasty will also die, Krishna. And Krishna was smiling because he used the curse for a particular purpose. So nobody was in the universe had dared to come in front of Vrinda's chastity. So that time Lord Vishnu became Jalandhar and came, and then see, chastity of a woman is so that she should not think of anybody other than husband. The moment she think also chastity will get lost. But now Lord Vishnu come as Jalandhar. So Vrinda was serving some other husband, some other person other than husband, her chastity broke. The rule broke. And he was just serving Lord Vishnu, some prasad and something there. And when Vrinda realized that my chastity broke, Lord Vishnu came there. And then she cursed Lord Vishnu, you become a stone. And Lord Vishnu became Shaligram. And Lord Vishnu blessed Vrinda that you will become plant and both of us will get married. And whoever worships it, that's why Shaligram, best worship is Tulsi offered to Shaligram. It's the best worship to Shaligram. So Shaligram is not different from Lord Vishnu in the stone. There. See, deity, when you install a deity, Pran Pratishtha, then the deity becomes, the Lord enters the deity. But Shaligram, Shaligram is not different from the Lord the moment you have brought. And that's a Shaligram worship is a very careful worship. We should not do offensive thing. You see Shaligram in the altar? So we have 12 Shaligrams there in our altar. So Shaligram worship is a very, very special worship. That's why you see all Brahmanas home there will be Shaligram Shilas there. It is not different from Lord Vishnu. So this is the beautiful pastime. So I hope this Kardamuni pastime gives so many lessons to us. How a disciple should serve the spiritual master, should serve the Lord. How a disciple should accept the orders of the spiritual master. How if you are always remembering Krishna, you become attractive to everybody. So don't try to impress people, just try to remember Krishna. In this world, so much time goes in impressing people. But you can do best impress people, you don't think about impressing people, you think of Krishna. And how all our miseries will go away if we live a life of Shravan and Kirtan. Then when we live a life of Shravan and Kirtan, all miseries of our life goes away. And that's the beauty of Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna. Any questions? Yes, Prabhuji.
How to find a qualified spiritual master? Actually, we are discussing about the importance of master, spiritual master, and how to find a qualified.
So first we should understand, when you come in ISKCON, Srila Prabhupada is our first Siksha Guru, preeminent Siksha Guru. So Srila Prabhupada's books, Srila Prabhupada's teachings, so they are our first Guru there. Then we have many Srila Prabhupada disciples, and proper disciples and disciples also who are Diksha Gurus in ISKCON, who give Diksha. Apart from that, you will find many devotees giving classes and who are accessible to you. And you hear from them, it inspires Krishna consciousness to you. So they become like a guide, Bhakti Vriksha leader, or a mentor for you, or Vartman Pradarsha Guru. So like this we find. And if you want a Diksha Guru in specific, you should know the lives of Diksha Gurus, proper disciples who are there, hear from them, and whoever inspires from you, you should take Diksha from them. There. So you should know from devotees who are the Diksha Gurus in ISKCON. There. So like, and there are different areas of different Diksha Gurus travel there. So here in South, His Holiness Jayapalaka Swami Maharaj is there, and His Holiness Loknath Maharaj, he had come sometime before. So like that, many Diksha Gurus are there in ISKCON. So if you know the devotees you are in touch with, they will introduce you all the Diksha Gurus, and you can find a bona fide spiritual master.
Like we plan our family life so that to reduce materialism gradually and enhance spirituality. That's why we plan it. But sometimes the family members and wife not cooperate. Like they are not ready for that reduction of materialism.
To be like devotee.
No, not like that. Like I'm saying to plan to reduce the material life, etc. And we are also not at that level. We can satisfy their material desire by being ourselves like
we are also not Kadama and they are also not devotee.
Kadama will satisfy devotee without being detached. Sorry, without being attached. So, but we are not at that level. We will satisfy our family's desire. At the same time, we also remain detached. Some effect comes. If their desire also affect us.
Obviously.
So like, how to gradually reduce materialism in Grihastha life as our age is progressing?
So first satisfy the wife, then materialism will reduce. And that's what the formula of Kardamuni did. See, Kardamuni did not bargain with devotee, I will give you this much. He satisfied her desire. Then said, now the time for renunciation. So without satisfying the desire of your wife, if you directly go for renunciation, it will never happen. So first satisfy the desire within Krishna conscious limit for 5-10 years. Then when the desire is satisfied, then naturally automatically people become renounced. And that's how the dharma or the kama moksha is made about. But without satisfying desires, people become a ghost with unfulfilled desires. And they cannot practice spirituality. So therefore, for a long-term renunciation, for a short-term fulfillment of desire is being prescribed by the scriptures. And Prabhupada writes in the purport, I showed you one purport, that Lord Ramchandra is showing that there are how many troubles in the marriage life. But if one gets married, then he should fulfill the need of the wife. He should protect his wife. There. So because doing that, you progress in Krishna consciousness.
This one question you mentioned in between that in between you had mentioned that Guru's instruction is superior to father's instruction. That you said that Vasishtha when he says
To Lord Ram.
Then what is the
When Lord Ram told, I'll first follow the instruction of my father because now he's not there. So I'll take 14 years of vanvas, then I will follow your order to become a king. So it fulfills both the instructions. But Lord Ram's situation was different. Because Vasishtha was a Kul Guru, and already the promise to the father was already given, it was not in the forming, and father had departed also, which cannot be changed. Like for example, Privrat Maharaj. Swambhu Manu was telling you get married. Narad Muni was telling don't get married. So he was following the instruction of Narad Muni. Then Brahma comes, who is the guru of Narada also. Then Brahma get him married. So that's the hierarchical order of. And because that time also was a great need, because Swambhu Manu want to retire and there is no king there. So if you are so important to rule the whole world, then you can follow the order.
Yeah.
Okay, so now the questions are and here Gransa Ashram Hatam ki, Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna, so let us express gratitude to Prabhuji for a wonderful class. I want that lovely chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, We also have today Manoj Prabhu from DVC. So he's come here to temple the first time, so we'd like to welcome him, give him a small gift of Shri Prabhupada. Rio! Devotees can proceed for prasad.